Hi, this is Sandy with Jordan's Journey. We went out to California for 2 weeks, and while we were there, I just had to stop by and see some star homes and production locations. Our first stop was in Beverly Hills, Roxbury Drive, to the house of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, who lived at 1000 Roxbury Drive. Lucy and Desi first lived in Chatsworth, California, on a 5-acre ranch in 1941 and named it Desilu, which later became the name of their company. In 1955, they purchased their home on Roxbury Drive for $85,000 and spent 6 months renovating it while they stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The exterior of the house was used on an I Love Lucy episode as the home of Richard Widmark while they were visiting Hollywood. Even after they divorced in 1960, Lucille stayed in this home for the rest of her life. Lucille Ball is one of my all-time favorites. She really was an amazing woman. She was the first woman to be the head of a TV production company. And just across the street from her house lived Jimmy Stewart and his wife Gloria, who purchased their home on 918 North Roxbury Drive in 1949 and lived there until Jimmy's death in 1997. The original home was a Tudor-style home covered in ivy. After the home was sold, it was demolished and replaced with a larger 15,000 square foot Italian-style villa, which is what we see today. At 1.3 acres of property, it is one of the larger lots in the area. Jimmy Stewart was a great actor, appearing in 80 films, winning many awards. He was also a military aviator in the U.S. Army Air Force in World War II and was honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1985. Our next stop was Franklin Canyon Park, 605 acres located between Beverly Hills and the San Fernando Valley. It contains a 3-acre lake and a duck pond. The park is a Hollywood favorite for outdoor nature filming. There was even a film crew setting up while we were there. The most recognizable and famous scenes shot here are from the Andy Griffith Show, especially the opening credits, as well as all of the picnic scenes, boat scenes, and nature scenes known as Myers Lake. The duck pond was one of Barney's favorite places to take Thelma Lou. Although filmed in California, the show was set in the fictional town of Mayberry, which was in North Carolina, and the park gave the show a more natural look. The Andy Griffith Show was filmed by Desilu Studios, as well as the Star Trek series. The original 1968 Star Trek series filmed here at the lake one of their episodes, The Paradise Syndrome, which was an alien planet with a Native American settlement on it. Please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next journey. Another show filmed at the lake was the 1960s show Combat, about a U.S. platoon fighting their way across Europe during World War II, giving an authenticity to military life during wartime. The Brady Bunch filmed a Camping We Will Go episode in 1969 at the lake. This was the story of a blended family with 3 boys, 3 girls, the parents, and a nutty housekeeper growing up in the late 60s into the mid-70s. But more on them later. Many other projects have been filmed here as well. Episodes from Wonder Woman, Leave It to Beaver, The Rifleman, Green Acres, Lassie, The Waltons, Dynasty, and more. And films such as the 1954 Creature from the Black Lagoon and the 1934 film It Happened One Night. And then we were off to Laurel Canyon in the Hollywood Hills, where the 1960s and early 1970s counterculture thrived and folk and rock music was made, known as the Laurel Canyon Sound. It's a very steep and narrow community and not very walkable, so we just did a drive-through. This is where artists like The Doors, Joni Mitchell, the Mamas and the Papas, the Byrds, Linda Ronstadt, Carole King, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and more hung out, worked together, and produced music. It was amazing to think that we were visiting the places where great actors and musicians had once been, the ones that gave us entertainment, and helped shape the society during the 60s and 70s. Now more on the Bradys. And who doesn't love the Bradys? This is the story of the Brady house, at least the exterior, that was used in the TV show. The house sits in North Hollywood, also known as Studio City, at 11222 Dilling Street. The Brady's address on the TV show was 4222 Clinton Way, somewhere in Southern California. HGTV purchased the house in 2018 when it went up for sale by the owners. They produced a whole house renovation series, making the inside of the house match with the set design, and starred the original Brady kids. In 2023, it was put up for sale again and purchased by a private owner who plans to keep the house intact. We then headed up north to San Francisco, and while we were there, we stopped by to visit the Tanners of Full House, or at least the house that was used as the exterior, at 1709 Broderick Street, although the address of the Tanners is 1892 Girard Street. This home has always been privately owned, and one owner was actually the show creator. It recently sold in April of 2025 for $6 million, and yes, the inside of the house looks nothing like the Tanner's house. Our last stop was in San Francisco to the island prison of Alcatraz. The Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, also known as The Rock, was a maximum security prison located in San Francisco Bay. Starting as a military fort in the 1850s, with the main prison being built in 1910 as an Army military prison. In 1934, it was used by the Federal Bureau of Prisons. After modernizing, it was believed to be unescapable. The corridors in the prison were named after major U.S. streets like Broadway and Michigan Avenue. Several movies and even a TV series have been made based on the island and its prisoners. The Birdman of Alcatraz, filmed in 1962, starring Burt Lancaster and Carl Malden. In 1979, Escape from Alcatraz was filmed, starring Clint Eastwood. Movies such as The Rock, made in 1996, starring Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Harris. In 2012, J.J. Abrams produced a TV series titled Alcatraz, starring Sam Neill and Sarah Jones. And with this location, we were on the same island as notorious criminals and famous Hollywood actors. The island is now operated by the National Parks Department and is free of charge, although you do need to pay for the boat ride to and from the island. It's rich in history as it has changed over the years since it was first built. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this part of our California journey.